All right. Welcome back. Nice to see you. How you doing? Extraordinary times. I am Dylan Ratigan. This is Fast Money, although it's from a special location. We're in the Time Warner Bldg here overlooking beautiful Columbus Circle in New York for all the carrying on. Just lovely today. We are grateful for that, along with a lot of other things. I'm going to bring Carl Icahn out in a second, but first I want you to take a listen to this. Carl Icahn is angry. When the Queens-born billionaire gets angry, he gets active. From his infamous fight to break up RJR Nabisco to his current tussle with Yahoo, the world's most famous capitalist has amassed his fortune by punishing the actions of greedy, incompetent CEOs and unlocking value for shareholders in the process. He's damn angry now, because in his 47 years on Wall Street, he's never seen wealth destroyed on a scale quite like what we've seen this week. Tick, tick, tick. The financial meltdown this month could have been prevented, he said. Old boy boards of financial firms collected checks and cozied up to CEOs, while the companies took on greater and greater risks with no oversight. The result? The economic disarray and huge job losses unfolding before our very eyes today. How does Wall Street make it back from the brink? Bring in a whale looking for answers. Welcome back. I'll bring out Carl Icahn in just 1 minute. I want to get to Steve Leisman here with some breaking news. Hi, Steve.
Hey, Dylan.
How great have the CNBC reporters been, by the way? I mean, across the board, the quality of the reporting, they've just been fantastic. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, Carl Icahn, one of the richest men in the world this year. I forgot about that. Come on out here, Carl. Welcome. Thanks to see you. You can have a seat right here.
Hi. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you, folks. Hey, guys.
Have a seat.
Okay.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
Thanks for being here.
I was delighted to be here.
How excited are you right now?
Beyond excited.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to say one thing. You know,
Please,
the value
please.
girl, I like
Yeah,
to do my research.
Please.
My wife wants to talk to you.
I'm happy to talk to her. So I'm doing my research on Carl. Some viewer sends me your high school yearbook.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
the dolphin. Here you are, page 38. I don't know if we can
Let's
get a good
see.
shot of that.
Let me
Show
see
Carl
that.
first.
Show Carl. Well, you know what you look like.
Where?
You're on page
No, where
38
am I?
right here. You were in the Dolphin Club. What was the Dolphin Club?
That was a club of a lot of delinquent kids.
Okay, good. All right.
They were the bad kids.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you made good.
It's good that you got familiar with bad kids early.
Yeah? And stuff. Yeah,
Really?
I got used to it.
Yeah? Salt the gas tanks. This is in Queens, you do this, running around?
That's how we paid for the jackets.
I got it.
Slash it. They didn't give us for the raffle. You know, we
Understood.
slashed the tires.
Yeah. And now look at you.
Now, yeah.
Here we are.
And we are.
All
We
right.
are, right?
And yeah, here we are. All right. You have talked for a long time, Carl, about a management structure that basically does not hold accountable the people in charge of companies for the way that they run them, either in the risks that they take or in the projects that they undertake. How does your philosophy on mismanaged America, effectively, apply to this current crisis?
Yeah, well, it applies perfectly. The companies are much worse. They're much worse than you think. You go to these board meetings, and you know, I've gone to a lot of board meetings. I'm on the boards of these companies, and you don't have to watch Saturday Night Live anymore because they're so crazy. I mean, the boards.
Give us an example.
The boards are just completely, totally out of it, and the reason is that in this country, and you know, it's sort of interesting, everybody's talking about this crisis, and I don't hear talking about the blame, and there should be blame, not because you just want to blame somebody, I mean, you know, forget that, but because you don't want to do this again. You have to have accountability. I mean, if you people work, you work somewhere, if you don't show up to work and play golf all day, and use the corporate plane, they'll fire you, or they'll be a little angry. I mean, you can't just keep going on. These guys at the CEO level are inept. They're basically inept, for the most part. There are certainly good
ones. Of course. But your point is that the excess risk that was taken here is an example of that ineptitude writ large.
Absolutely. If you had boards that held these guys accountable, they never should have taken these risks. And you can understand the risks. It's not hard to understand. I mean, you spend 3 hours, you can understand that somebody doing that CDO that we're talking about, CDOs are worthless. They're worthless because you took the lower end of the tranches. I'm not going to get into too much there, but you took the lower end of the
riskiest aspect.
The riskiest in the world, and these companies went in and just did them and did them and did them. And what's amazing to me is that nobody says anything. And you know, I know Dick Fowler. I met him a number of times. Sure. Nice guy, you know. But how the heck can that guy be making? He last year got paid $17,000 an hour. I read that, not that I figured out. I read it in the New York Times.
Okay.
But the $17,000 an hour, and all these guys are out of work, and these mortgages, there are people that can't pay them. And I'll tell you something. The selection of these guys, they have a symbiotic relationship with the boards. Meaning, the boards come in, they get their check, it's beautiful.
You compared it to feudalism.
It's feudalism or socialism or totalitarian state because we can't get rid of these guys. You can't get rid of the boards, and the reason is that they're protected. And if you read my blog, the Icahn Report, you should read it, and a lot of you people should get on a bandwagon now, because now I think it's time to change a few laws where you can have true votes.
Give me an example. In other words, what do you believe is the law, the one law on the books right now, Carl, that is most protecting the cronyism and management that allows for the sort of excesses that we're all now dealing with the consequences of?
Well, first of all, you got this poison pill, which is crazy. It's not even legal, I don't believe, where, you know, if you want to buy stock or make a tender offer, say you want to make a tender offer, the shareholders should have the right to vote on that. Okay, and you can go and do that. Any normal tender, they won't let you buy it. You can't do it because you have a poison pill. You can't, literally, the laws really are, if you look at interstate commerce, you should be able to move out of a state. You should be able to vote your company out of a state.
But I want to educate people there for a second, because a lot of folks may know this. Most companies in our country are headquartered in Delaware. Delaware has the most sophisticated and elaborate set of legislation developed on corporate law. How do you deal with liabilities? How do you deal with shareholder votes? All those sorts of things. To Carl's point, he feels, and correct me if I'm wrong, that shareholders do not have enough right to influence the way a company is run. And I know that you run your own fund, Karen, in a similar fashion.
Yeah, we've done, and Delaware is one of the most shareholder-friendly states there is, Delaware and New York. But still, you can have poison pills and non-staggered boards and all that in Delaware.
It's the sole purpose for Delaware existing, I believe, actually.
I think you're right.
It is. Yes, it is. Yeah. Well,
now I'm going to get hate mail from the Delawareans. They're going to be all uppity.
My point is that Delaware wants to keep these companies. These companies are now domiciled in Delaware. Delaware is going to protect them, right? So they like the fact that they're there. So they give them the right to have poison pills so they don't take them away. They give them staggered boards. Now, you could move from that state. The company you could vote as a shareholder. You think, hey, I could move out.
I can move the company to Hawaii.
Yeah, but Delaware came up with something real clever. They say, yeah, you have a right to vote. You have a right to vote and move out of Delaware. There's only one problem, that you can't vote on it. You can't get it on the ballot. Because if you put it, only the board could put it on the ballot. Well, the board's never going to put it on the ballot because they know they'll vote them out. So you got a state like North Dakota that has a lot, much friendlier.
How many companies are headquartered there?
Nobody. Yeah. Because you got to get it over there. But I'm going to work hard to get more companies into North Dakota, and I'm doing it. You know, I'm going to tell you, the system is so dysfunctional, and I use a metaphor.